Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. Had to take a minute to calm down after my last video. I have to figure out my balance between the anger that naturally forms from researching and talking about systemic racism against my people in the United States of America versus the need to explain the meaning and the original inspiration for my cartoons. I told you why I'm doing the series is because I discovered that my ideological foe has been taking my cartoons, dragging them back to their lair, and trying to spin them to mean whatever they want it to mean. So at first I responded by just making more cartoons that directly address what they're saying, but I don't think that's enough. I think the video series with the creator of the work definitively explaining where it came from needs to be part of that art because of the work is political in focus. It's social political in focus, and it has to come with that. They stand alone on their own, but there's also active enemies against the message, and that's important to me. So the video series is part of the package that comes with these cartoons, because it's not just made to be ha ha hee hee funny. Like, I'm not a humorist. I'm making them specifically because to express myself honestly from how the material falls on me and how I need to get that out. The mainstream media does not tell the truth about the history of racism in America. They downplay it. They pinch off a piece and give it to you a little bit, and they hide from the economic core of how racism functions in my country. The nature of racism is all about the money, and that's the reason why that one cheats, because money is his pagan idol. He'll literally do anything for it, spill blood for it, whatever. He'll protect it with his dying breath. So it's his entire deep pockets machine is wrapped around protecting it. So for me, I remember watching all the videos from the black media guys, and even though Tone and Yvette stand tall above all the rest of them, that group, as an artist myself, I was really feeling that call in general. I'm like, I have a responsibility to direct my art and skills in that direction myself. So I want to dedicate my work to that. At my core, I'm a comic book geek, but I feel a certain amount of guilt spending time there now that I know the true peeled back layers of what my people are actually going through and the nature of the propaganda campaign from a multi-trillion-dollar mass media machine. I first caught glimpses of what that meant when I saw Antonio Moore's interview with Byron Allen that time, and that already my world had been changed from just seeing certain stuff. But at that point, that's what led me to the hashtag ADOS movement. And now I'm like, okay, as a Black American and a Black American artist, I have a obligation to support that movement with my art, And I also, you know, in doing so, I have to protect the integrity of that art from the dedicated foe of it. You know, this is the message, this is how it's packaged, you know. So I can't do that without putting the same heart into it that I put in the art itself. You know, the art is spinning my ideological foe to want to repackage it, even though it's just me, even though I have a grand total of like 11 likes across all social media, they still treat it that way, which gives you the potency of how important art actually can be, and in the cartoon form. So, because they're treating it that way, when I explain where I got this and as the artist, how it inspired me, you need to feel some of that passion that went into the cartoon that's making them feel that way. That's how I see it, you know. So now the line of balance that I need to take is between getting so furious and explaining it that I have a stroke versus giving the actual enough passion where you get it, you know. And I'm still trying to find that line just in talking about it because uh, I don't want to do this scripted. I want to do it from my heart, you know. Take a glimpse at the cartoon, remember where I was when I made it, and just talk about it. And you know, so there's obvious pros and cons in doing that. You know, if I scripted it tight and stuff, it will come across a certain way. But I'm confident the passion would be removed. It would be, you know, that's one of the things that I don't like about uh, how America deals with that kind of literature. Like, it's obviously a very strong history and what it means for us. Things are not solved. Things are, you know, and just putting that stuff inside of a uh, textbook and removing all emotion from it so that when you read it, it's just like, you know, the banality of evil, dry eyes, blah, 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 like Ben Stein shtick. That's how it comes across. And how, you know, it just feels like you're doing that just so people don't get riled up. That's like you're deliberately packaging the most serious subject matter in the United States history like dry and boring to chase people away from it. Call to mind why people keep bringing up Emmett Till's mother's bravery and why they keep saying that and what that meant and what her decision meant for the civil rights movement. So when you see certain stuff and it comes with a visceral oof, and that something has to change, is the response to that. But if you repackage it and as the grayed out banality of evil, take all the color and passion from it, and it's just you just reading it dry, and people are like falling asleep while you're listening. That's the counter to what Till did, right? So the passion must be there because this is the subject matter that has to have movement on it. It has to be changed. Transformational politics is the only cure for what my people have been going through. And transformational politics requires passion and movement to get it done. Like Yvette said, it's very difficult for people who already don't have enough, already overworked, already going through. And as the activist, the political activist, you're asking them, well, give a little bit more, sacrifice a little bit more of your time. You know, that's hard. And how are you going to do that without the passion? And stand on their step and be blah, 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 while they just worked like 24-hour shifts. No, you got to be on it, like the firebrand of, you know. So this cartoon is, you know, what we know about BLM, the Black Lives Movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, and what they pretended to be, and then how they like bamboozled people. They like used black trauma to like raise funds to give to my Democratic Party rivals, and not a single dime of it went to anything that was pro-black American. So it's you know, the most annoying part about that is like the white conservative pretends like he's clueless and is like, remember Black Lives Matter, and you know, I'm like, let me stop you right there. You Black Lives Matter works for you, jackass. Get out of my face. Okay. All right. That's what this cartoon is for. Peace.